Ding.
Is it going? All right, so this is kind of a discussion. We haven't really prepared for this.
No.
But I want to kind of like talk out some ideas, do a little TE.
That's
right?
cheating.
Okay, so you and I have been on and off kind of talking about, or kind of like coming to a discovery that all of us are deciders.
Yeah.
Like there was somebody, a friend of ours, like really like,
I like reacted to that.
yeah, right?
Yes.
As a friend of ours like said that, they're like, I think observers are like jumpers. They're just deciders that are kind of doing a workaround.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've been teaching for years that, like, observers freak out about this and deciders freak out about that. Which is true. Yeah. But really, when you get down to the core of it, what do we all really care about? Including the observers.
Right. And I think it has to do with, in my opinion, it would be a lot about just if you are a pack animal, okay, and you get ostracized from the pack, you die.
Right.
Like how fast that is the problem.
Right. It's not so much about if you don't do the thing right, you die.
Right.
It's like the observers are doing the thing.
Right.
So they can get that love from the pack to either be part of the pack or get kicked out or fear of getting kicked out.
Right.
Like the observers are doing a thing to be accepted by others.
Yes.
Where deciders are just going straight for
right.
just the straight shot.
Right.
Right. So I actually looked this up. You know, science, bro.
Oh dear.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. Here we go.
What the hell?
This is all stuff we learned years ago.
Why
right?
are they yellow?
I know.
This is horrible.
It's they're wearing their sports bra. Hey, I got the same underwear. With the X and the Y chromosome,
okay,
right?
Sure.
So it's like if you're a male. God damn, let's see if I can figure this out again.
Oh, no.
You're an XY, and if
Okay.
you're a female, you're... Shit.
If you're a female, you're X and X. If you're a male, you're X and Y.
All right, something like this. So the female has the XX in the egg, and then the male has the XY.
Right.
And so you just get to have one from your mom, one from your dad.
Right.
And so if you end up with a double X,
you're a female.
Then you're a female.
Right.
If you end up with that Y, then you're a male.
Right.
So it's kind of along the lines...
The odds would be that there would be more girls.
I know
then.
it.
Isn't that
That's
weird?
what I thought.
I know.
I thought that too. Right. So anyways, it's like this is just my subjective NI. This may or may not be a real pattern that really overlays objectively or not.
Okay.
But the way that I kind of look at it is like we're kind of in a way all female. We like men have nipples. They do. Where's that guy?
The one that doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't have his nipples out. Well, trust me, most men I've seen do have nipples, and I am looking. Been taking a strong inventory over the years. So it's like we're all kind of born. We're all not born, but like it's starting with the female, and it seems like either you stay a female, right?
Right, sure.
Or you kind of go through the side leg and become a male.
This is just traumatizing.
Is that what I'm saying?
half the population.
It feels like something like that. We're
Yeah,
all
sure.
deciders. And some just stay on that path, and
I get
some
your
go
concept.
weird. That's all I'm trying to say.
I get your concept. There you go. So you're basically saying by default this, and then you take a side road to come around and get the other part of what's going on. And honestly, I've seen this in some of the parts. I was saying the other day that I feel like we're all feelers, and that in order to be a thinker, you have to go to the side, come up with reasons for your emotions, and then the people that are feelers by default are like, what emotions? Deal with it.
That's a whole nother show.
I know.
That's a whole. I think
but
we
it's
are
that
all
same
feelers.
thing.
Yeah.
I feel like there are like default parts that aren't just, you have to go to a side road to actually get around it.
Right.
And honestly, for me, this whole decider game, I think a lot of it has to do with the emotions, I would say. If we are more like emotion based as humans, and that's what triggers a pain or pleasure, then why wouldn't we be so much more aware of the thinking and feeling game, which is our deciders?
Our deciders, right. No matter who you are.
No matter who you are, whether you're an observer or a decider.
Right.
I think that is the priority, if I can use that word,
right.
the priority over the observations.
Absolutely. And it's what
the pain
and that theory is what we're seeing in real life. Like the past couple of years, we've got to talk to a lot of people with our business here, really hear their personal lives and their struggles and stuff. And it's just like everybody's struggling with the same thing.
I know.
I don't care what fucking type you are.
It's so true.
Everyone's going through the same thing.
You just talk about it differently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or there'll be a different emphasis or whatever, but everybody really is trying to get strong and confident in who they are and be loved and accepted by others. Just some will do more bullshit to pull that off.
Right.
You know?
Right, that's so true. Yeah, the single observer game, you'll talk about people, you'll have people in there.
I'll build something fancy so the people will like me.
Right, absolutely.
Like that's it.
And you'll spend all that time talking about the information or the thing that got to you.
But who really cares?
I know.
Who really cares about the damn thing?
I know.
I don't. Observers don't. It's just to get that validation and that acceptance and that significance from others.
Right.
So speaking of one other thing, we're starting to see DI and DE, significance versus validation more.
yeah.
And this again would be another class we can kind of really actually structure something out.
That.
We're getting the human needs originally from Tony Robbins, but it seems to be the validation one, which is what everyone's extroverted decider is doing, the TE or the FE. So think about this. When you're extroverted decider, no matter what type you are, save or demon, doesn't matter. It's like it's when you're in the state of like, I did that thing for you.
Yes.
So you like me, right? Or I'm valuable,
it's
right?
It's a very vulnerable position.
Right. I cared about you, or I worked on the thing, or I did a great job. Like when you're doing something extrovertedly and then making sure somebody noticed.
Yeah, right.
And if they're really important and you did a really good job, you just got a promotion at work, you're feeling good, right?
Right, totally.
Significance is more like, I'm going to go climb the Mount Everest. Why?
I want to have that as a part of my...
I did something significant for me. I am significant.
Yes.
Or, I have this, look at me, I have a fancy car.
Right.
You didn't do anything for anyone.
Right.
Just, I'm awesome.
Self-importance.
Right.
Wanting the self-validation.
Right. And so the significance is just kind of like, I am someone important.
Yeah.
I am valuable. And why is the world not getting on board with that?
Yes, absolutely. You want the outside world to see that you are self-important. When you're a DE, though, you get that by helping others. Like,
right.
I am significant if I did enough help in someone else's life to, like, earn that.
Right.
Like, there's an earning of a who I am, self-importance, which is why a lot of times you're like moving and morphing for whoever is in the room. Like,
right.
I want to make sure this person is happy. I also want to make sure this person is happy.
Right, because like the way we're phrasing things, it makes sense with the extroverted deciders when they feel like shit. You're like, oh, you're playing your game and it's not working out. Of course you feel like shit.
Right.
You're in a martyr swing or whatever.
Yeah,
but like,
absolutely.
we're still seeing everybody feels like shit a lot of the times, especially when they're younger. And you're looking at these DIs, these self-above tribes,
right.
and like a lot of the stigma, I think that we're kind of accidentally creating as well, is like they're confident, arrogant asses that are doing just fine.
Right,
which is not true.
No,
right?
yeah, right.
But so it's like when the DIs are feeling not good enough and not loved and not accepted, there's something in there more with the significance. It's
right.
like it's almost like a self-destruct. If they don't
absolutely.
see themselves as like, I'm not living up to who I know I could be, then it just gets in this real deep, introverted, dark, downward spiral.
I heard him say like self-hatred, and they'll be very conscious of that like self-hatred. I don't know if that's just FI. I've heard that a lot, but like a self-attacking, because the responsibility is on the self, and that's where a lot of the push energy will be. So if like you think of like energy and think about kinesthetics of energy, the DIs are constantly like coming inward and like hitting in on self. So self-pushing, especially the masculine introverted desires.
Right.
Push on self.
And that goes good and
responsible.
bad. So if they're feeling bad, they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves that they suck.
Yes.
If they're trying to improve, they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves to improve.
Which is great. It's really great. It also means, you get the negative, like if you're not doing enough DE, you won't take in outside opinions. Therefore, the opinion of yourself isn't moved. It's like if somebody tells you are good enough, you're like, no.
Right. You're feeling bad, and the tribe is telling you you're doing good, and they're not responding.
Right.
They're not listening.
Right.
Yeah, because you'll see them get stuck in this dark, introverted world.
Right.
No one can help them because they're the only ones that can help themselves.
Totally.
And they're sending themselves a negative message, and they're caught in a loop.
When on the opposite side, the DEs, if somebody does tell them that they're doing good, they will get perked up for a little bit, but then also go back down.
And they, like as you were saying earlier, the DIs put a lot of pressure on self.
The DEs do the opposite.
They put a lot of pressure on others.
Right.
So they're the ones that are going to send you an email and be like, hey, you need to do this.
Yes.
And you need to fix that up, and you need to get better here and here. You're like, oh, shit. Oh, okay.
That's so true.
Yeah.
The DEs, we do get a lot of emails from DEs. This is how you guys could do it better. This is how you guys need to do it. Or questions. This is why we say question askers for the DEs. They're going to constantly want that information from the outside world.
Right.
Please tell me what to do. Please tell me who I am. And then if you create the bar for me, because the DIs will create their own bar, you create the bar for me, and then I will jump over that bar, then I will have significance, and then I will be good
Something
enough.
like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's weird.
Anyways, this is just
they interchange too, it's like...
This is just a TE Talk Out. 2019 TE Talk Out. It's a series right there. So, number one, we're seeing more and more that we're really all deciders at our core.
Right.
We all have nipples. We all care about others the most. The second thing is the human needs of the DI and the DE, the significance, the DI,
Yes.
the significance, whatever the hell that means, ask Tony Robbins.
Yes.
Versus the DE getting the validation. So we're
Right.
trying to understand that more. And then also looking for a cross check of the DIs tend to push on themselves, where the DEs are pushing more on others.
Right, really good.
Now, got to take those tags off. This is the part
okay.
nobody likes.
What?
Well,
The
you're not-
stickers up top.
Stickers on your chest.
not hairy up.
3 of them. They got to come off. You ready?
Yeah.
1.
You see my nipples? Oh my god!
Oh,
She stole my nipples! Where are my you gotta give me my nipples back.
I promise.
Are you sure? I need those back. I'm gonna get a surgery to get my nipples back.